Okay, ladies, we are going live.
I will process hearing them.
I don't know. Okay, all right. Pascal, can you check if we are on?
I'm actually on Facebook now, but I can't see us live.
No, we are live now. Hello, everybody. If you're coming in, please share.
Everything written about you.
They would work with 3. They would work with 3. Mama, I'm going to come back in 10 minutes. Go and bring the baby's bassinet.
Woman of God, we are live already.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh my God. Don't mess up this. Mama, I'm going to come back in 10 minutes. Go and bring the baby's bassinet.
Woman of God, we are live already.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's fine. I think I muted.
Oh my God. Don't mess up this. Mama, I'm going to come back in 10 minutes.
Do you want to go ahead and you want to go ahead so that we can
Okay, I would just want to share this myself. And,
please, if you're coming in, we are just starting. You can go ahead and share in your various groups. And if you can hear us, please indicate if there is a noise. I can hear a noise in the back.
okay, I would just want to share this.
I can hear a noise in the back.
Right, it's like echoing somehow. I don't know if it's mine or.
Close the door and wait for daddy, okay?
Okay. Guys, if you're joining, please go ahead and share. You have myself, Abu Free. I don't know whose name is Frida Tende, by the way. Why is it showing that name? You also have the spokeslady of AGC, Miss Amabo Cecilia, and you have our precious woman of God, Mrs. Immaculate. I think you all can hear us now. Do you all hear like an echo in the back? If you all hear, if we are clear and there is no noise coming from the back, please let us know so that if we need to fix things up, let's do that as soon as possible before we can start. And okay, good. I think that thumbs up tells us that it's good to go. I'm gonna let the spokeslady carry on.
Okay, Abufri, thank you very much. I don't know, I can't see myself on Facebook, but I am sure we are on Facebook, definitely. Yeah. So hello people, thank you very much for tuning in. Like we said, we're coming back and here we are again today. Abufri, thank you for honoring this invitation. Comrade Immaculate, thank you for honoring the invitation. I think without wasting much time, we should just go ahead and start. And by starting, I mean we should honor the Ambazonian national anthem. We know how important this is to us and what the joy we have each time we sing this anthem. So ladies, if you don't mind, I'll call on you all to stand so that we can sing the national anthem. The last time I noticed that it was echoing since the two of us were trying to sing simultaneously. So I think just one of us should go ahead and sing the national anthem for us all. In that way, we will not be having that echo, waiting for this person to catch up and all that. So who is going to do that? Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Okay, ladies, let's stand and honor the Ambazonia national anthem. So
I said, wait for that.
So let's go. Hail, hail this land of glory. We the Ambazonians, we pledge our loyalty. Praise the Son, our Savior, who granted us a freedom. Allegiance to the heroes who bore the land with their blood. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Yea, in a nation flowing with milk and honey. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore.
Ambazonia,
freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our needs. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, and of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our needs. Your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation.
Thank
you, lady.
So when it comes to this national anthem, I cannot hold myself, especially the chorus. I have to chime in. So, but thank you. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you, with a very bad voice as well, but that's okay. Thank you. I hope the important thing is that the anthem was sung. Okay. Okay, fellow Ambazonians, thank you once again for tuning in. Please, as you tune in, kindly share, invite your friends to join us. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a talk. Let's just chat about the struggle. Of course, we talk about the struggle every day on a secondly basis, but we have come here live today so that we can have a common discussion, a constructive discussion as a matter of fact. Ladies, last week we talked about the role of women in the Ambazonian Revolution. We actually mentioned some of the strong ladies that we have in the struggle. We talked about the lives of Lady Kate, the chairlady for the ARC. We talked about Vivianda's Momsy V. We talked about Momsy V. We mentioned the lives of Dr. Liz, and Comrade Immaculate talked about Comfort, and many others. Jennifer, who also led the ARC, and many others. Mami Jera is doing a great job, and many other women that are doing incredibly well for the for the struggle. Yeah, we talked about that last week, and we called on women to come on board and render their services for the freedom of our homeland, because the fight for the freedom or the independence of Southern Cameroons or Ambazonia is not limited to the men. It takes our collective effort, both men and women, to come together to fight to chase out the occupier from our territory. Okay, that was it for last week. And this week we said we want to talk on strengthening ground zero. Strengthening ground zero. So ladies, let us start. We are talking about ground zero. When we even talk about ground zero, what does this even mean? What does it even mean, ground zero? Abu Free, do you have something to say about that?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear sister. I I do appreciate the each and every one of us being here today. I know we do have things that we need to do or places that we need to be at. Woman of God, I know you have to be at work very soon, so I really do want to appreciate you for being on here today. Yes, ground zero, man. There is so much to talk about ground zero, and it never stops, because they are like I always say. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody on ground zero. Somebody said I should share the screen. I think I made a mistake, and and I probably hit on the wrong thing, but I'm gonna cancel that share. But again, I just want to thank each and everybody, both the men and the women and the children, mothers and fathers that are putting their lives, they are putting their lives ahead of every other thing just to make sure that we have a free and democratic country. I am thanking each and every one of those young men and young women who stand in front of the barrel of a gun to take that bullet, or just to make sure that we come home to a country that is free and independent and democratic. So my thanks to each and every one on ground zero at this point in time. You all don't know I don't know if you understand the what you're doing, but you are serving greater humanity. So thank you. Before I start getting so emotional, I'm gonna let you continue with and then we'll eventually
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah, thank you very much, Abu Free. And just before we continue, I also want to use this opportunity to thank our leaders who are gathering this weekend in DC to talk, to dialogue about the way forward for our struggle. We are all incredibly excited to see that they finally came together as brothers, as sisters, to sit and talk as one, because it's very important for them to sit together and talk, understand each other, exchange ideas, and look into each other eyeball to eyeball and ask some tough questions, argue if they want to argue, box each other if they want to do so. But what we want is that when they're coming out from there, they should be coming out with solutions for Ambazonia. So thank you very much. And like I said, just viewers, if you're coming in, if you're joining now, kindly share and invite people to come on the show. We are going to have a very interesting conversation this evening. So kindly invite people, kindly share on your page. In that way, many will know that we are live and they will come on. So Abu Free, woman of God, we started a long time ago. The struggle. I followed your last show and you said something very important. You said we've come a long way. We started like babies. We cried and we stopped crying. We decided to say, okay, we're gonna wipe our tears. Now we pull up our sleeves and we will be ready for battle. which in other words means that it's been more than a year, 2 years and above that we've started this struggle. A lot has happened. What can you say, just taking us backward and then where we are today? What can you actually say about the struggle, woman of God?
Okay, thank you. You can see as I'm trying to multitask with the baby, my husband stepped out to get the food for the baby because when I go to work, I will not come back till tomorrow morning because
Great.
The people on ground zero need us. So I'm sorry about the interruption from, oh, actually, I'm not sorry. The baby is part of this show for now.
Of course, of course.
Okay. Yeah, just like I said, we came from a point where we, first of all, none of us invited a revolution. It was born from above. In a matter of 1 month, God decided to write, God decided to write the history of Ambazonia on the hearts of children yet unborn, on the hearts of babies, on the hearts of young boys and girls, men and women, and the elderly. Mark you that we were never taught our history in school, but there was an invitation that heaven gave and we responded. And that message was written on the hearts of our people in a very short interval of time globally. A fire was spiked. We used to know that it was just thing for all fathers, but the fire was ignited at the same time globally. And this is my conviction. This can only be divine. And what is divine, man cannot define. And what man cannot define, man cannot find. And one man cannot find, man cannot destroy. That is why, irrespective of what we are going through, irrespective of the soldiers they are inviting from Chad, they are bringing from France and taking from Equatorial Guinea or wheresoever and coming at us, who went out with a peace plan, we've not gone yet to show anybody, are unable to capture us. They are unable to stand the fight back they are getting. And it always makes me think of the 4 outcast lepers of Israel and makes me know that God is with us. And that's why I am very excited that we have left that phase where we were shocked that could human beings do this to their fellow human beings, to where we cried and cried, driving on our steerings, came back home crying, to where we pull up our sleeves and say, okay, war has been declared on us and war we have accepted. I mix no word because the president of La République du Cameroon declared war on us. And that is how I found out that, but how had we been coexisting with people like this? We must be very good people and we must be very godly people for God to be on our side. And ever since then, we have seen how much God has strengthened the resilience of our people. Not to talk of our boys, the little they had, the strength they have shown, the patriotism they have shown, the commitment they have shown has made me to know that at one point in life, when God decides to call people to their destiny, they become unstoppable. And what I say is, as much as we are unpredictable, we will never be prevented from entering our dream country, Ambazonia.
Okay, thank you very much, woman of God. I think you can mute your mic and take care of the baby for a while I continue with Abu Free. Yeah, Abu Free, the Amber Strong lady. Yes, thanks again for being on the show. And woman of God, thank you for that incredible contribution you've given. Like we said, today we want to talk on how to strengthen ground zero. We're strengthening ground zero in all aspects, especially at the level of defense. We know that without the defense of our homeland, we can actually not get to Buea that easily. Ground zero holds the key to our independence. And we are saying, like you said, we've cried and cried, call on people to come help us, but nobody listened to us. We told ourselves, okay, enough of it. We don't want to cry no more. We wiped our tears. we prepared ourselves for battle. We pull up our sleeves and we prepare ourselves for battle. And now we are in the battlefield. And we talk of defense on ground zero. Many people have lost it, or many people think when we say defense, it actually just means providing the stakes, or let's not just say stakes. We have a right to self-determination. We have a right to defend ourselves from the occupier or from somebody that attacks us. So you can't go at defending yourself with sticks. So we call it the way it is, a spade, a spade. So we don't just need to provide our guys with guns. We don't just need to provide them with bullets, because that is not all what it takes to defend the homeland. So Abu Free, in that light, what is your understanding about actually defending the homeland and strengthening it to keep it going?
All right. So thank you, Spokes. I think we all are already aware of the fact that, you know, our forces on the ground, I mean, it can be, you know, men, children, or what, not children anyways, but our forces on the ground need arms. We need to arm them. We all are aware of that fact. And when we see all these pictures coming, you know, from back home, you know, the awareness increases, and we know that we are reminded of the fact that we need to empower our people on the ground with, you know, with regards to weapons, sophisticated weapons, I would say, you know. But most importantly, we cannot forget survival as well. Survival in the sense of supplying them with medical attention, right? Or supplying them with food. You know, we always talk about our, you know, feeding our refugees, or, you know, those that are internally and externally displaced. Let's not forget our soldiers that are fighting on the ground. They need food to survive. They need food to come out every day and fight. They need medication. We see pictures, you know, coming from back home with wounded soldiers. How do they get treatment? We know that they cannot go into hospitals to get treatment because they are being, you know, tailed by La Republique. So we have to provide them not only with those arms, we also have to provide them with medical attention and with food. So it is imperative that we not only look at the side of arming them, we also look at the side of keeping them, you know, let them survive by feeding or by taking care of their wounds and things like that. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Abu Free. Woman of God, do you have anything to say in that respect?
Yes, just like Abu Free said, it takes a healthy person to run away from the sticks that bad boys throw from La Republique. It takes a healthy person to stand and resist La Republique and say, hey, do not burn our villages, our schools, our communities. It takes a healthy person to say, hey, you can't come anywhere near our territory. It takes a healthy person to be able to run on the mountains. These people, they go through a lot. They go through hills. They trek for miles. Last time I saw mothers who had left womb and trekked by foot to Bamenda. If they were sick, they will not do that. If they were not able to have food, they will not trek. So everybody in our territory that has been sent to the bushes, both the foot soldiers and the civilians are refugees. They need food to survive. They need medications to survive. They don't have to die by the bullet and die by the mosquito. They don't have to die by the bullet and die by the famine. So everybody has something to do. It is not all of us that have the courage to speak the gun language, and that is acceptable. Nobody prepared for this. It just met us. That is why we so much celebrate those who have the guts to take up this, and that is why we call out seriously that people should stop being insolent and ruthless on people who have laid down their lives and given their throat to the slaughter just to see our motherland free. it is okay to speak and vent, and they understand that we all are going through a moment of frustration, but let's be considerate and fair when we do it. So these people need food. And so when you join, when you look at this, don't ask yourself that, oh, this is just something I need to be watching and clapping. It is time for us to be active, good, active, and patriotic citizen. This is the time we are building the foundation of our nation, and nothing will go unquestioned. In as much as we still feel ridiculed that some people use a wrong way of communicating or venting out their concerns, everybody is not just going to become immoral. We still listen between the line, and we see that these are a people longing for democracy, longing for the right to live, longing for the right to express, for the freedom to express what they know and what they want to become. And so, please, as we all walk through this clarion call that heaven brought to us, let's know by all conviction that the end road to this battle is freedom. Yes, there will be an Ambazonia. Heaven has established it and no man can alter it. But we can reduce and minimize the casualty on the ground if we all can come together like brothers and sisters and be able to work together. And I still always insist that a functional family or a functional nation or a functional community is not a community of perfect people, but a community of neighbors who were able to say sorry for what wrong they did to their brother, who were able to admit their mistakes. We are not going to a nation where mistakes will be covered up. We are not going to a nation where freedom will be bought with money, position will be bought with money. We are heading to a nation where it will take our human resources and our natural resources to build, where you will be the custodian of your own civilization.
That's true.
And so I want us to understand that this is the time to lay that foundation. That is why at every point in time, in as much as we are not comfortable with all the things that are going up on social media, it is part of the process. And we have to learn how to face conflicts, resolve conflicts, face challenges, solve the challenges, not avoid problems, avoid noise. You know, when I listen to a leader saying that the people on Facebook are making noise, in as much as I know I don't make noise, and in as much as I know some people really animate the media, it is not to be called noise. Listen to that noise. There is something that is coming up that if you could only listen, you will pick on and you will be able to lead well. And so I encourage that we should put up this attitude of commitment. Commitment. We want to be committed. If you say you don't know how to get to X, you don't know how to reach Y, you don't know what to do, our Facebook pages are open. You know somebody that knows somebody that can reach somebody for you. Because when I started, I did not know all these wonderful people I'm working with. I had to start to do something and reach somebody that helped me reach somebody.
That's great. Okay, thank you very much. Just to go back to you, Abu Free, you made mention of the fact that a healthy soldier is an effective soldier. A healthy soldier is that soldier that will put in their very best to make sure that they get results. And we have this tendency that when we are asking for money, many people think when we want to talk about ground zero, it's all about money. It's all about money, or this group is asking for money, or that group is asking for money. You and I know that the brilliant people, that the people of Ambazonia are so brilliant, so skilled with different skills from different fields of work and all those things. So we are talking about not just supplying our soldiers with money, not just supplying our soldiers with the weapons that they need, like just the bullets and the guns. We are also talking about the well-being of the soldier. in what way can we possibly bring in Ambazonians, not just about money, but to effectively make sure that these people survive, to be able to chase out the occupier, to persecute the war against La République du Cameroon, taking from what we have as Ambazonians?
Okay, I was about to tell you to carry on with that question, and if you can send it over to a woman of God, that would be grateful. And actually, as you know, I'm still in the office, so
okay.
Yes, and then I'll just join back in a few, please.
Woman of God, you heard me, and if you heard me, please kindly give your contribution to that. And if not, I could also chip in something from my own understanding of the question. But if you can go ahead, that would be great.
Wow, there is something I have learned because I decided to be impartial and to be able to listen to everybody, and even those that they call crazy and those they fight against. I was able to listen because I said to myself that even that child that's called a bad child, there's something good can come from them. I was able to listen to everybody, and what I would tell you that have carried our revolution to this point is not money, because we don't even have. What has carried our revolution to this point are those human resources of those activists who dedicated their time. Some of them are in the Americas, and you know, time is money. And I would really like to mention Vela Franklin on this show, particularly because that's someone who can go live for 8 hours, and that means money. But he does it not for pay, not for appreciation, not for popularity, just for the passion of Ambazonia. And I just mentioned him because he's the kind of person that can take that tenacity. Not forgetting Mark Barata, not forgetting Tapang Ivor, not forgetting Eric Tato, not forgetting all the others that we may not and Daniels, and not forgetting Mami Gerard, Caroline Frew, our Lady General, not forgetting Cuckoo Blinks, not forgetting Jaka, not forgetting even our most stubborn, ruthless John Atta. You know, in an ecosystem, everything thrives, and that is the kind of Ambazonia we are getting into. And all these people have put in a synergy that has made an alarm. They have raised a noise that have attracted people to come and find out, not forgetting our tutor warriors, not forgetting those that go for diplomacy. In fact, you can name it, but I will not be able to call out names. But what I want us to understand is the value of our human resources even surpasses anything that money can do. And I will never forget the day this year that I came in contact with AJC organization and met fine people like you. I will never forget that day in June when I found out the kind of work that you people do on the ground to make sure that the international media gets this, to debunk what is a lie. When I saw in that situation room how you call this person, do this one, and come to think of it, that it was not all about money. Like people think, oh, Ayabacho is coming. And I realized that money is even the last thing that they count on. Like it's not even their priority when it comes to what they're about to do. And I felt that this is very awesome. And I want us to consider the fact that our human resources are even stronger, because if it is for money, we will not have it, and God will never let us have it by money, because some people will say we bought this land, and they will want to tell us, like the CPDM told us, that we own this nation, and if you don't pass through us, you can't get into NAM, you can't get into this. No, I'm very, very much as a mother happy at the pathway our revolution is going, and I can say with certainty that we are in the right direction. Some people think that being in the right direction is when you don't have adversity or challenges. No, hell no. Let me tell you something. Where there are treasures, there are troubles. I am one believer of the fact that you have to face your challenges. and you have to triumph over your trials, and you have to wear a victor's crown. Anything you just get .com cannot last, and anything that just happened anyhow can end anyhow. But we have gone through a making process, and we are still going through that process.
Okay, woman of God. Okay, Abu Free is back, but just to add to what you've said in respect to how we can actually sustain our soldiers, on how we can actually make them to survive, live in order to persecute the war in Ambazonia, and calling on Ambazonians who feel when we are talking about ground zero, it's all about money, money, money. I just want to bring this to their attention that we are so endowed with so much within us as Ambazonians. We have skills, and these skills, we are using these skills to enrich other nations, to build other nations, and our own is deteriorating. What am I saying? I'm saying that we can, to make a soldier survive, it doesn't necessarily mean give that soldier a bullet and a pistol to survive. We have experts in the area of, in the medical field. We of course know that these boys, when they go out, when they face the enemy, most of them at times come back with injuries, and I mean, some level of injuries that at times you can't even look at it. And we are asking, how can we help them to give them immediate support? How can they receive immediate support to sustain that injury before they could even go to the hospital, if at all they can even go to the hospital? We know we have experts in the medical field who can support these guys with medications, with antiseptics, and if not even with these ones, you can make a very educative video or an educative audio directing these boys on what to lay their hands on first when they get this kind of injuries, so that they can at least reduce the flow of blood, or even enable the other soldiers carry this person to safety where they can actually receive medical care. So we are encouraging Ambazonians who have this expertise that for the safety of your boys, you cannot just sit and provide them with guns to go and fight. They are also humans. So they get injured in the battle. How can we sustain them? Make videos, educate them on what to lay their hands on first to at least take care of the injuries before any proper medical attention is given to them. Make audio, direct them on what to do. What can they use first? When you're directing them, also we are calling on those who have access to free medications. We have Ambazonians all over the world who work in this industry, the pharmaceutical industries, where they can have free medications and all those things. Our boys need antiseptics. They are living in bushes where mosquitoes, we all know how it is down there. So we should be able to provide them with these basic medical needs that can really help them to survive. Do videos and educate them. Use this, administer this, administer this, administer this. This will keep them alive. So if we must continue to prosecute this war, we should be able to have people to prosecute the war. Because if they go out and come back with injuries and are not well taken care of course they will pass away. So who do we want to persecute the war? They've given their lives, they've put their lives on the line. So we should be able to make sure that they survive.
Right.
So yeah, that is it.
And just to add to what you said, I think that you make a very important point when it comes to making videos and putting it out there. I think that is actually a very, very excellent solution, because we can talk about, we have all these, pharmacists and medical doctors and nurses, people that work in the pharmaceutical industry. But unfortunately, the problem now is access. How do you access some of these boys? We can gather the best container full of, pharmaceutical equipments and medications, everything that these boys may need. But the basic is the first things first aid. They need to know how to handle themselves if they find themselves in a situation where, you know, they don't have access to, you know, the most basic or the most basic, was that me? Did something happen? Okay. Okay, so the most basic, they don't have access the most basic medications or pharmaceutical things. So it is imperative that we make these videos. And I think that, you know, as people are listening, if you're out there, you're a nurse or you're a pharmacist or a medical doctor, and this is, you know, if you're not that involved in the struggle and you really want to get involved, and if this area is something that suits you, please, let's make videos of how these young men can actually use the basic necessities while they are out there in the bush to treat themselves of wounds and, you know, mosquito bites or whatever, I don't know, but whatever, you know, that can be very uncomfortable to them while they're out there trying to survive and fight at the same time.
Yeah, woman of God, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes, so actually, we are not doing activism actually right now, like creating just awareness. We are calling for commitment. We want commitment where people can be able to come up with ideas. We have basic ideas of getting food supplies and getting medications, but I believe we have very expert brains out there, ladies, that can be able to contribute to this. Even though this is a lady thing, it is not limited. We are open to everybody. If you, even on this show, we want many other people to come so their voices can be heard, because right now, the greatest thing we need is idea. Idea is the highest currency you can ever share. You share me an idea. I remember someone shared a business idea with me in my 20s and I became a millionaire. I know that idea is the greatest tool. And if we can bring those ideas together with the commitment of our hearts and dedication, we can be able to chart a cause that will redefine the narrative of our revolution. We cannot just be talking money, money, money. Money is not the problem. We can have money. Right. We have done money, but we have also seen that it takes ability to give accountability, because we have done a lot and some people are on the fence right now not knowing what to do because they don't see that accountability that appeases the human conscience that you are going in the right direction, or you're giving what is reaching the targeted people you want to reach. And that is a human being and a very intelligent being that God created. But we want to come where you are a custodian of your own idea and a sponsor of your idea, and you can see the outcome you can put in and you see the output. And let's get more on this. So as we are coming out in the subsequent life, we want to have people who are already bringing in their suggestion, who are already ready to come and take this stage while we sit and listen to them. Okay. We are good listeners. This is not about us. We want people who can come in so we can sit and listen. If you ever teach and you can get teach back, you will never know if someone even understood what you said. That is why I say, no matter how somebody put out the idea, my duty is to listen, because not everybody will have the same temperament at the same time.
Okay, thank you very much, Comrade Immaculate. I just want to say that we are prosecuting a war against a government that is powerful. I mean, we cannot deny that fact, because it's not just La République du Cameroon that is fighting us. We have other major powers that are supporting this government to supply them with the most sophisticated weapons, the best training they can anybody can ever ask for, and money and what have you. So our boys have risen. We see how the block by block mechanism has gone through the national territory of Ambazonia, and people are rising in their respective blocks to defend them. And people at times are talking about provide these people with guns, provide these people with provide them with sophisticated weapons. We don't want them to be using den guns. We don't want them to be using this. But at the end of the day, we are forgetting that people have risen in every corner of Ambazonia, which means, let's take, for example, somebody brought in an analysis that if we want to just take care of, okay, let's just pick up a camp that has about 1,500 people. And you just want to say that each person lives on maybe a 0.5 cent a day, and multiply that amount of money, you know, by that 1,500 people for a day, then you can imagine how much that camp is expecting from Ambazonians for a day to keep them alive, to be able to prosecute the war against La République. If we are saying that, okay, that is just for a day, I don't know if any of you is a good mathematicians, but if we can just take like 0.5 cent by 1,500 for a day, and then we get what we are they are expecting from Ambazonians for just a day, and then we can multiply that again for 30 days. That will tell you how much they need for a month to survive. So at times somebody just comes and puts in €10 or $10 and is expecting us to enter Boya tomorrow. How do we explain this? Because that is just a quick analysis that somebody gave, and we expect all the counties or all the municipalities to have camps in those municipalities to defend that particular area, and yet we expect so much from these guys, but we do not give. What do you have to say to this, Lady Abufri?
Well, my sister, wait till man will talk again now. I mean, it's obvious. It's very obvious that we all know what needs to be done. You know, nobody's something this way, man, for the talk again every single day, or go for the hit me, because it'd be like when you talk every single day. It's like a song that you're singing in people's ears, and it enter this side, string, it come over this side. You know, so it is. I mean, people know that we have to fund the struggle. Am I in the right direction? Am I going the right direction?
Yeah, we need to fund the struggle, of course.
Our people know that we need to fund the struggle.
But Abufri, just before you continue in that same line, okay, they know that we need to fund the struggle. So we are trying to let them understand that funding the struggle doesn't just mean a one-time thing that you will remove money. And so we are trying to estimate like a camp that is just one camp that has about 1,500 people, how they can even survive for a day, how much that takes for them to survive for a day, and then talk less of a month. So in that light, please go ahead. Sorry.
Let's first off, oh man, that is so difficult to even analyze, because you're not only talking about, you know, when you talk about survival, right? Surviving in a day, you're talking about feeding, you're talking about, you know, their accommodations, because some of these guys, you know, it's not every time that they leave, you know, they'll live in those forests. Sometimes they move, you know, they move from one place to, you know, to the other. We are talking about transportation. We are talking about a whole lot of things. So to monetize it, or to, you know, it's so difficult, but going back to funding it consistently, that is, it's absolutely important. We all should be doing that. I give my monthly contributions. I make my monthly contributions to where I need them to go. Even if I don't make those monthly contributions, it's because I am using that money to channel it somewhere else that I think it's really important. So for example, I can, you know, channel it, you know, well, it's not important, but to say it out here, but that's fine. But it is imperative that, you know, we continue to fund the struggle. If you have the money to, you know, if you can give $50 monthly, that's great. If you can give $100 monthly, that's awesome. Some people will give $1,000. That's great. But I think that, again, a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people are kind of skeptical with regards to giving their money with all the craziness going on out there, with all the talk here and there and there. So it is for us, those that actually out here every day talking to reach out to some of our people whom we know that are in this struggle, whom we know that support the struggle, but for one reason or the other are not funding. We have to reach out there to them and nudge them and tell them that, hey, this is what is going on. This is what is going on. These guys on the ground need these, just the other day, I had to call my one of my cousins, and I was like, hey, you don't battle. We need something. You need to make your donation. And he sent me some money, which I still have to put into the account. But he did send me some money for that. And I've never even talked to him about the struggle. Him and I have never sat and talked about the struggle. I just called him. I was like, we need money. You think they don't bat for down there. And he did send some money. So we always have to nudge each other and tell them that, hey, and what I did was I actually forwarded him a lot of those pictures that are coming, down from ground zero. I forwarded him pictures and I said, this is what is happening here. People are dying. You need to support. And so, like I said again, I don't know how to monetize what you're wanting me to.
Yeah, sure. So thank you very much for that. Which, in other words, you're just saying that to prosecute this war, we need consistent. People need to be consistent in their contribution and all that. So
yeah, I mean, and we can take an example from the Eritreans, right? The Eritreans did a wonderful job funding their struggle. So that's a good example.
Yeah, so just to come to you, woman of God, Comrade Immaculate, yes, we just want to let people understand that it is not just about talking or saying that we are funding Ground Zero, but they have to understand how this Ground Zero itself is. Because if you have a camp, let's just say we have about 10 camps in Manu alone, or that is just a number. I'm not saying we have 10 camps in Manu, but we are just saying that, let's just say in the southern zone, we have about 20 camps or 50 camps, and each camp is made up of 1,500 people and foot soldiers. Yes, we understand we have some groups that are sending in contributions to this, but have they ever sat down to actually calculate how these people, the number of people that are in a particular camp, how do they even survive? Because it is very important. The central thing about maintaining a camp is not just sending the money for bullets and AKs. It's also making sure that these boys are well fed. Like we said earlier, that a soldier who is well fed is more effective in carrying out his duties. So we are also calling on our Ambazonians to understand that just sending down money, they should try to estimate the number of people that are in a particular camp. How do they even survive? The money they are sending down, does it help to maintain these people to stay strong and alive? Or is it just for them to go and prosecute the enemy? How do we make these people to stay alive? So how do you, I don't know if that is even a question or a contribution, but what I'm trying to say, okay, my woman of God, you made something like raising your hand.
Yeah, okay. With all of this put together, I think the whole public can really see that the AJC are not good fundraisers. And so when you go out there saying that Ayabacho was a scammer, you really need to find out who is the real scammer. Because when I listen to you people as an international businesswoman who have dealt with people and management, I just say thank you, God, because it has only taken God for you to be able to do what you're doing, because you just don't sound like the money kind of people. But now what I want to say is what they are trying to communicate to us, and what we are trying to communicate is that the need of the people is consistent. It is not a one-time thing. But right now, I don't want us to think that the people of Ambazonia don't know this. They know this. When there is a vision, there is a provision. One of the elements that have been lacking in this revolution is defining a vision, bringing out a targeted goal, and objectively letting people understand and fund it, see the outcome, and then flow with it. We had my trip to Boya that stole the show and succeeded in the sense that people gave massively, yes, but without a vision, because all what we have seen and the outcome of it is there was no defined vision of what that money was supposed to do. Because as we are talking now, I am a full-time I was a full-time supporter of my trip to Boya, and I'm yet to get the feedback or even the outcome of that commitment. This is just a critical analysis that I'm making from a frank perspective, because I believe we are not a bunch of flops. We are a people who have our brains. We don't have the brain of fishes or shrimps. We are going to be calling things the way they are. What I want to explain here is what we are doing on this platform is giving the people a vision, redirecting them. Our people are more than willing to give. And they might not have been doing it in a way you can see, but they are really giving. I have talked to a lot of Ambazonians who give. Some try to reach there directly. Some do it in ways that you can't imagine, just because they don't trust some of the things that happen. And this is what I would like the leaders to address when they come together, because the people who have stood there in the limelight have destroyed the power of trust. I love you, but if I can trust you, it is even much better. And so when the leaders get into their meeting, they should deal with trust issue, because right now, what is causing the lack is the aspect of mistrust. And coming back to AJC, coming back to ADF, I have tried all the lanes, and I have seen a code of conduct in every sphere, feedback and accountability. Okay. And when you all get there, learn, you learn, put down your back. We as critical observers have seen all the trial and errors that you've made, but this is no more time for trial and error. It's time for business. And what we are doing here is getting people to have a vision to provide to. And the vision of this platform is protecting the life of the people by giving them good health and by giving them the right, defending their life to live, by having our most cherished, precious young heroes who have taken up upon themselves to defend the integrity of our people. Yes. These boys, they are not on salary. I listened to someone who is a homeland director in the IG who was telling people that they need to come and be on salary. I listened to the audio of Samuel Sako, who was talking about placing them on salary. It's just like you come into something without a code of conduct, and then these boys, 7,000 francs a month or 7 million a month cannot buy their life. They went out there born of patriotism. Born out, their passion was born out of patriotism. And so I would like to encourage leaders who have taken upon themselves to lobby soldiers or talk with them with the language of money, or think that because they gave money for them to do something, they have to lord over their lives or control them or break them or make them hired killers in any way or any form. To desist from doing that, I am saying that authoritatively with the voice of a woman of God and calling out on you to stop it. You don't need to read my Bible, but you have a conscience, and the basic moral and civics of a society demand that you should do so, and I am asking you to do so. I am not giving ultimatums, I am just calling out. So as you all come on this platform, we have a goal. This is our sensitization, like bringing you all in. Just like I said, women will be coming on this platform to talk, and you talk what you feel comfortable about talking, and we will listen to you, and we will be able to set up a system where you can freely give that your $1 and know that it is buying a cube of sugar, it is buying a glass of Gary, it is sending to that person a loaf of bread, and is giving that person what it takes to stop those snakes and scorpions from La Republique from coming and stinking and killing our people in the bushes with their machineries and guns from France. And so what we want to focus on is giving these people a vision, because our people, I can tell you, confirming that our people are willing to give. If there is anything that characterizes the people of Ambazonia, is that we are generous people, but we are also people that don't do misdirected generosity. So let's focus on building that vision, and then we will see the outcome.
Abu Free, can you stop eating before Ambazonians who are following this program, please?
Okay. Eating all day.
Woman of God, thank you so much. Abu Free is so crazy. Woman of God, thank you so much for that incredible contribution. Like the last time as we came out, you told the Ambazonian people, or the vision, or the reason why we are coming out as women is to come out like the Deborahs of Ambazonia. So we said we're coming out as the Deborahs. People should not quote us as the Delilahs and all that. So Deborahs are those that gather. Deborahs are those that nurture. Deborahs are those that provide. Because if I can still remember my Bible very well, which of course I remember. So in this platform, we are saying that the need for our soldiers to be alive is imperative. Because if we don't have them alive, there is no way we can successfully prosecute this war against La République du Cameroon. And in our last show, we said we want to launch a program on how to make sure that these people have something that goes down in their stomach, so that when they run away from the bullets, or when they finish the battle in the battlefield, when they get home or in their camps, they should at least have something to fall on. Can you please tell people more about that project and how it's going, and how they can actually come in and be the Deborahs of our soldiers on the ground? We are talking like mothers, we are talking like a family, people who take care of the home. We are talking like people who take care of their loved ones. So how do we bring Ambazonians to look into this aspect of taking care of our soldiers like the Deborahs?
Just a quick notch. Woman of God, I know you have to go to work at 3. If at any point you need to disappear, please let us know. Go ahead, woman of God. Another question was directed
to you. If you will want to just answer this and leave, you are so much welcome. So we thank you. So go ahead and make it the way you think you can do it and leave, because it's important for you to have that job and fund Ground Zero.
Thank you for the kind reminder. I think for the first time I'll be going late, and I'll tell them exactly why. So what I want us to understand here is, when it comes to, we are on this platform for Deborahs, and I really much enjoy the spokeslady of AJC, because all that she knows about is soldiers and soldiers and soldiers, and that's very much unique, you know. Pusine born dog, okay. So what? It's okay. Sometimes we have to, you know, laugh.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay, what we are saying here is that we are the Deborahs. In the land of Israel, when the people decided to derail and became so uncivilized that they were given to lewdness, foolishness, and all the silly things of life, and forgot about building the nation that God gave them, their enemies came and invaded them, captured them, sent them on the mountains and on the hills, and the villages were deserted. When the villages were deserted, the people that were raised, God raised up 3 other men to try to bring Israel back to context where they could be civilized enough. Believe me, civilization means that you have a moral code that you live up to. Because without a moral code, you cannot chart a course for civilization. When that happened, they still went back into all the stupid things like, you know, La République wanting to keep us becoming drunkards and giving us beer. I really give kudos to people people like General Tapang Ivo, who made a big campaign against brasseries, and like that was great, because that is a very important thing. That was just an aside. And so there arose Deborah, a mother, a judge in Israel. She was the first judge to arise in Israel, and she put everything in perspective, and she went to battle with Barak, and they fought battle in Sisera. They fought battles until nature even had to fight. Let me tell you, when mothers come into play, Mother Nature responds, because the stars fought for Deborah in Sisera. The rivers of Kishon fought for Deborah, meaning they absorbed her enemies. Because when mothers step on the deck, even like I remember, I come from the warrior tribe of Saw, and I remember that it took women on Saw to be able to stop the massacre of the Maquisards back then. It took them with passion. It wasn't their countrymen, but they were not ready to see blood. And so I want us to understand that woman is not weakness. Woman is not an object. Woman is not a home ornament. Woman is an embodiment of so much. There is woman in the jurisdiction of administration, charting the course of nation building. There's woman as a mother in a home that is so bubbly to the kids. There's a woman as a wife that is so submissive and loyal to her husband. And there is a woman as a judge that stands and presides over situations without any sentimental attachment and leads people to where they are supposed to be. And so Deborah made that happen. We are coming here and giving out a clarion call because we know they are those energetic women, and they are listening to me. I trust them. They have been following us, and all they are waiting is for us to launch. Right now, we are not yet at that point of launching because there's no place they can go and click. Believe me, they are ready than we can think. When we set up the structure and they have the vision written on their hearts. Because right now, as we've been talking, I'm telling you, vision is being born in the hearts of women across the globe. I believe that vision is being born in the hearts of women over the globe. And passion, a new passion will emerge from these women. And you will be marveled at what they can do. And so I want to encourage us that we are charting a course that will bring a ripple effect of everything that we ever needed to make this our independence or our freedom a reality. And so I want us to just get the structures ready, and we launch out there, because honestly, the women are ready. I know there are men that are ready. They are both the young and the old to join this. We just need to just give us time to put the structures in place that facilitates you. So while you are busy and multitasking and going to work, you will not have to be struggling to call somebody, to contact somebody, to be able to execute your will. Because we want to bring people to a place where they are willing. They are doing it out of free will, out of love for motherland, out of a patriotic heart, out of a commitment or an ownership of this is my thing. This is the kind of culture that we want our women to carry on with. And this is the kind of culture that we want our revolution to carry on with.
Okay.
So, I don't know if I answered your question, but all we just need is those structures in place. And I believe those who are good at this are listening, and they'll be doing something about it.
Yeah, you indeed answered, though you didn't answer it all. But Abu Free is here, and woman of God, just to let you know, please, if you must go, then please do, because you're free to go now, because we are even about wrapping it up. And thank you very much for your contribution. And I hope out there in the office, they will understand why that you were fighting for the liberation of your children. You don't want them to continue the continue to be enslaved, because you have already done that for them. So it's time for you to fight and free homeland. Thank you very much for being on the show, and thank you for your enormous contribution in every aspect, or in all the questions that were brought to you. And I hope and believe that the Deborahs out there are listening, because we indeed have to come together. This is not just about providing these people with AKs. We also have to make sure that we keep them alive. So if you want to go, then please, you have my permission to leave now, and we'll just round up with Abu Free. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Spokes Lady. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my bubbly Free. I am, and I will excuse you. Thank you, my audience. You know, we are on Zoom, so I'm not on Facebook and I can't see you, but for the little time that I spy, I see you really actively involved. And I want to still encourage you to continue to invite your friends, click that share button, and make sure that this message is going across. Thank you so much, and God bless you. And we are looking forward to a free Ambazonia. God bless you. God bless Ambazonia.
Okay. Abu Free, White Woman of God, is stepping out, and we're just gonna wrap it up now, because we've gone for a while. So I just wanted to bring this back to our people, that we have so much to offer to our guys on Ground Zero. It is very important for us to look at the aspect of them being alive, because we cannot just continue talking about providing them with sticks and granates to go and prosecute the war. We should know that it is very important for us to keep them alive. And keeping them alive, we need to provide them with the basic necessities that they need to be alive. Medications are very important. Tutorial videos and audios are very important to enable them safe use the very first thing that is at their disposal to at least control whatever the injuries before they get to the hospital. So we are pleading on all Ambazonians, those that are in the medical field, those that even have who just have a broad knowledge about how to first aid knowledge, to please take up the challenge, take it upon yourselves, do videos. If you don't want your face to be shown, that is fine. We see a lot of people doing videos, but yet they just have placards showing on the screen. So please do a tutorial of how to administer first aid to these people. What drugs do they need to use first to reduce blood, to just sustain them before they get proper treatment? And also to those that have that opportunity to receive free medications from their various offices or from their various places of work, we are encouraging you that these soldiers, they need medication, basic medications for their injuries. We see them go out every day, some come back injured. We cannot allow their wounds to rot and then they pass on through those things. We also know that we can't really risk their lives by sending them to the hospitals. So it is very important. I mean, it is our duty to make sure that these people, they have basic medications that they can administer to their injuries when they get injured. We also have to make sure that these boys in the bush, they have jackets to put on to protect themselves from mosquitoes, because the bushes where they are living in, we of course know how it is back home. We also have to make sure that the thorn bushes they are running through, they should at least have something on their feet to protect them, because if somebody is escaping the bullet and is injured by a thorn, then it doesn't make any sense. So let us try to keep our boys alive. Let us just estimate that in this particular zone, how many camps do we have? How can we maintain just a camp of 1,500, 1,000 people, 700 people? What do we actually need to keep them alive? So I think that we should be looking at these things. We should not just be talking about fighting La Republic. Of course, we are fighting La Republic, but we need to have these people alive. we need to reduce casualties. And by doing so, we have to provide them with the basic necessities. We need to give them food. We need to strengthen them. We need to give them medication. We need to give them even tents. We have people in Europe, those in Europe, we go for vacations. Those in America, they have all those tents, but these guys also need them in the bushes. When it's raining season, it's not easy for them. So we need to provide them with these basic things so that they can effectively prosecute the war that we are actually in. So that is just what we are trying to talk about today. Strengthening Ground Zero must not just be about providing them with the weapons. Of course, we need to provide them with the weapons. But if we provide them with the weapons, we should make sure that they stay alive. And these are some of the things that they need to stay alive. Abofri, I understand that last week when we went out and we talked about the role of women and their participation in the rule. Are you okay?
No, yeah, I'm okay. I just had to, my computer is acting up. I was using my computer, so I had to switch to my phone. And I'm actually amazed that it's still running because I'm connected on the Zoom and then live on Facebook.
Okay.
So I'm actually, yeah.
Yeah, you're good. So I was just saying that when we came out last week and we talked about the active involvement of women in this politics, not really in politics, but in the revolution, to come out and give their support. I understand there's been a lot of noise on social media questioning this. What can you say about that? Just to clarify, just to clear the air for people to understand the objective, our objective, and the reason why we came out. Because I heard a lot of people trying to think we are coming out against positions and all. Can you just please try to let the people understand exactly our point?
Well, I think that woman of God already, damn. I know I'm cursed, but I hate the fact that I'm always coming after woman of God because she just, puts it out there. But I think that she has already said a lot with regards to that being Deborah's, okay? Yeah. Being Deborah's and, okay, my computer don't come back. So I'm probably going to be showing two places. Let me just leave.
That's fine. While you're doing that, you could just keep talking.
Okay, hold on. Let me reduce the volume so that I'm not talking on two sides.
Okay.
Are we live? Okay, because it's saying cannot connect on service. Yeah, so like woman of God was saying, right? We women are the Deborahs of this struggle. The fact that we are the Deborahs does not mean that we do not have a say. It does not relegate our place to just, doing the basics. Absolutely not. The purpose for us coming out is to try as much as possible, or, when we talked about women leadership last time, was to try as much as possible to let women know that they have a voice. Their voice must be represented. We are not building a patriarchal society. We are building a society that is democratic and involving of every single person that resides in Ambazonia or that will reside in our Ambazonia when we finally, restore our nation. So the purpose of us coming out that day and talking more about women leadership was because we noticed that women were shying. Women are shying. They are relegating themselves to the backside position. Absolutely not. Women have so much to say in this struggle. That's why, we talked about Margaret Thatcher, who coined this quote saying that if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. So that is the rationale behind why women need to be more involved and engaging in this struggle. Their voices need to be heard. There are so many things that we can say. Look at the things that, see, as much as we don't know it, we are already doing so much. There are a lot of women out there that comes out there and speak and talk and try as much as possible to call the men to order. And that is because they see the need for all of us to work together, So it is imperative, it is important 100% that our voices are heard. There are certain things that, you will go out there, a man will go out there and say, and it's like, what? But when a woman goes out there and say it
and say it, they will always follow through with what. So women walk the talk. Okay, women walk the talk. Women don't just talk and sit quiet. Okay, so and again, you know, and see, if you look at ground zero, you know, look at ground zero. Ground zero is bleeding. Our children, our mothers, our younger brothers, older brothers, husbands, they are bleeding. We are the ones, we have that empathetic nature in us to always listen and to always act. So when you look at the nature of a woman is a leader by nature. That's it. That's the truth. A woman is a leader by nature, and people listen when women talk because they understand that women understand the plight of humanity.
That's right.
Women understand the plight of humanity. So when women speak, people listen. People listen, and people understand more. You know, so when women will be if women are involved in this, and I know we were, you know, talking most about, you know, women being involved in this collaborative platform or this collaboration that our leaders are getting taught, right? Yes. And I think we were emphasizing the fact that women should be on that table and talk as well. You know how men have huge ego, right? Men have huge ego because it's always with them. It is always, and this is no offense to men, but it's the truth. You know, no offense to my brothers and fathers out there, but this is the truth. When you men sit together and your opinion is not being reasoned, you know, or somebody does not reason with you, it always turns into a brawl. We don't want that to happen. We are at a stage where we need each and every one of you to agree. You know, so if it comes to that point, there is that person in there, or those 2 people, 3 people in there that will see the need to calm these people down and tell them that, hey, I beg, when I just carry down and buttocks, then she done for down. You know, people, they did die. Because these women will remember, they will remember in their head that people are dying on the ground, that people are getting killed on the ground. They will remember, and then they will bring this to order.
Children are being, girls are being
raped, right?
Okay. So thank you, Abu Free. I just want to say that we will not be intimidated or we will not be bullied by anyone sent to come and talk against what we think is right. Because if you are a woman and you think you can come against another woman because you just want to please somebody or please a particular group of people, then you're wrong. Because it is, to me, it shows that you don't even know your own value. You don't even know who you are. Because if you really know who you are, you will know that you are not just a woman, but you are naturally a born leader. So we just want to encourage every woman out there, every Ambazonian woman out there, to be courageous, to be determined, to be focused, to make sure that they contribute in their own little ways to see that we prosecute this revolution effectively. All hands on deck. Don't think that you have to hold a leadership position before you can bring up your contribution or you can actually be called a woman. No. You are just a woman because you are a woman. That is it. So we are encouraging everybody, every woman, do it the way you can. Be that Deborah of Ambazonia. Be that mother that takes care of those children or those boys or those men and women who are brave enough, who have picked up arms, who have taken up arms to make sure that we have a place to call home. Be a supporter and a protector of those people, because we, the women, are the ones that we can really champion any project that will make sure that these people stay alive. So we have a very crucial role to play in this revolution. You don't have to be a leader. You don't have to sit or head any organization before you can be called a woman or a leader. So please discard any information out there that is trying to discourage you, that is trying to belittle you, that is trying to make you look inferior. You are not. We all have abilities, we all have ideas that we can contribute for the effective prosecution of this struggle. So we just want to thank you for joining us. We just want to thank you. And just before we go, like last week, we want to give a patriotic salute to our brave soldiers on ground zero, wherever you are, in the northern zone, in the southern zone, in your respective corners. We want to say thank you for your patriotism. Thank you for teaching us what patriotism really means, because you have taken up and stand and say enough is enough. Some people are good at talking, but you are not just talking, but you are walking the talk. So we just want to say thank you for that courage. Thank you for the determination. Thank you for the tenacity. And thank you for standing your grounds. Even when bullets are coming within and without, we've not given up. So we just want to say thank you for standing there for Mother Ambazonia, for the future that you want to live for your children. And we are promising you that we will not fail. If we've made mistakes, we're going to correct those mistakes, and we will move forward in a fatherly, in a brotherly, and you can't be that word too now.
Sisterly.
Yeah. In a brotherly manner. So that is how we are going to move forward. So we just want to say thank you. And to all the viewers, thank you so much for coming on board. We hope to meet you again next time, and we will let you know what our next topic is going to be. But before we go, just to encourage those people who have access to medications, to basic needs that our foot soldiers need, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We have the means to send these drugs on ground zero. Don't question, how do I get the drug? Just contact me. We will push these drugs. We have the means through which these drugs can enter ground zero. I thank you very much. And Abu Free, any last words?
Yeah, and just so we all are watching, let's also be praying, and just put our leaders in prayer as they start meeting today, which pans out all the way to Monday. So let's put them in our prayers and just call unto God to guide and show them the right way, make the right decision. So and again, to ground zero, we love you all.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, people. We love you, and see you next time.
See you all next time. Chocolate. Bye. Bye.